Good morning everyone. Yep, another phone has turned up, and this one was always a bit of a mystery. It's the Mexican Indetel phone. Indetel, I'll get it right in a minute. Indetel. It might have been at one time known as a sonophone, but I'm not too sure. Anyhow, I've had this phone for quite a long time, but I never knew how to get into it. And I remember there was another gentleman who puts phones up on YouTube, and I thought, I wonder if he's put this one up, and then has he found the secret of getting inside of the phone? Because when I originally was going to put this phone up, all you were going to see would be the phone untaken apart. Anyhow, I checked. Now it's actually it is a good site. It goes under the name Vintage Telephones, and it's run by a gentleman, Grayson Cordova. Now he is quite knowledgeable when it comes to different telephones. He has quite a wide selection. I know he is something to do with the rotary phone forums in the States, and he's quite knowledgeable. Anyhow, he explained how you get the bottoms off of these, and it's rather interesting. I felt a bit thick actually, not thinking of this, but anyhow, let me show you. I've taken the bottom off. This is off at the moment. You'll see a little plastic insert. Well, that insert originally came out of that hole, and all you do, you get a pair of sharp pointed screwdriver and hook out that little plastic cover. That's all it is. It's a plastic cover which goes over the top, and that has been causing a lot of trouble up to now. No other things have anything to do with it. These little ones there are just imitation. They don't do a thing. All you have to do is to gently, and it comes out quite easily actually, get a thin bladed screwdriver, hoik up out that little disc. Fortunately, I haven't damaged the disc, so it can go back when I've done this video, and that is how you undo it. The other side of the case is held in by both, so it's in fact virtually clipped in and held in by one screw. While we've got the showing the bottom, let me say what's on there. 83 was the year of manufacture of this phone. Made in Mexico. Their mark there is in Mexican. You've got the instructions on it, giving you the equivalents, ringer equivalents, FCC rules, which are to do with the American state. Another number there, code. There are the clips at the bottom, which partly hold the base of the actual base in. Here you've got your loud and soft adjuster. Right, let's have a little look by turning him over. Whoops. Have a little look inside. As I say, it's nice because I can get the top, the cover, this comes off quite easily. Oh, my little pussycat's meowing. She's just been fed. Here we have the dial. It's a continental type dial. I think you see this dial on phones made in Italy. Let's take the cover off. Once again, you've got a fairly long lead going to the dial itself. The dial, as I say, it is a typical Italian type made dial. When I say made, whether it was made in Italy, I don't know. Obviously based on the Western Electric type dial, but not exactly the same. But very similar. It does the job. It's well covered in. Let's face it, a few years old and it still works. Here we've got the diagram. Now, I know I've got this round the wrong way, haven't I? Hold on, let's see if I can make it a bit easier. Try and make things easy as I can. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. Right, there's the diagram, or the... I'm showing it up the wrong way. There, let's put it around the correct way. We better see what we're doing now. There's the actual diagram. Well, I say a diagram, it more or less just shows where the terminations go on the board. There's the printed circuit board, and this shows you where the terminations go, how the dial is wired up. You've got your dial wiring there, the wiring off to the bell, your A and B line coming in. So it doesn't show you the actual circuit diagram or the schematic, but it does show you where your wires go and how they're and the way they're terminated. Anyway, let's put it back so make it easier to have a look at again. This, as I say, is the, get the name right, the Indetel, which is the ITT name as used in Mexico. In fact, an ITT phone. And as I say, it's very similar in some respects to their Italian jobs. That could be a film. Anyhow, realise what I've said then. Here is the printed circuit board. Quite modern. Your anti-side tone coil is a very small induction coil. Modern type capacitors. You've got discs there as well. Got another at the back there, got a couple at the back. So several capacitors. There's your name on there as well. Name. Also, those of you that viewed my video I put up yesterday of the Swedish-made Ericsson phone will recognise the bell. It's exactly the same type of bell as on the Ericsson's phone, even down to the little wire that comes out the top to test it. This one has got an adjuster on it. I don't think the Ericsson one did. No, it didn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't. But it's virtually the same dial. All with the Indetel name on it. The capacitors have got other names. Capco SA, which is presumably a Mexican-made job. Got another one on the other side. This is Capsco. Terminations are done by little slide-on spade type terminals. Two bells. One's got an X on it, or a cross, and the other's got nothing to indicate there are two bell tones, which they always do. They always have two bells, one different from the other, to give a nice crisp sound. Quite a well-made phone, actually. I know it's a bit plasticky and all that. Your wires are laid in. So you've got like a track out to the dial. Can I say anything else? I don't think I can. There's the clips at the bottom, which these engage in, and they hold the cover, and the screw that is there which holds it in. You've also got, which I've just noticed, rectifiers or diodes there. Those might be some way of regulating the sound. I don't know. I can't think they're used elsewhere, but there's certainly a couple. There are a couple of diodes, but without the diagram or the circuit diagram, I can't really tell you what they're for. You've got your cradle adjuster and the springs on the base there. Under there where that goes, you've got your cradle springs. That, I would say, is more or less it. Oh yeah, before I go, the handset is the typical, I think it's called a G3 handset. In America they use a standard handset which you normally see on the 500 types. It's a G3. Here we've got, they look the same. They are virtually the same. You've got your name on there, Indetel, but the inserts are a little bit different. Your transmitter is more like you'd see on the Continental phones. Very much like that. And the receiver is wired in, and that too is different from what you'd see on the American phones. Both Indetel, this one's Indetel, they're all dated 83. So just looking at the handset with the cap screwed on, you'd think it was the American version. It looks like the American version, but it's obviously the Italian one. Your lead, this is a flat twisted lead. I think it's quite a late one. And I would say this phone has had very little use. Let's see the telltale signs. Here are the telltale signs where the handset's been taken up and put down. Slight marking, so it's had some use, but it's had very little use, I would say. So yeah, I think I'm going to finish up now. It's amazing how that ringer is so much like that one yesterday, even to the bend in the hammer. The hammer's actually formed so it goes down a bit, and that is the same as they did on the Ericsson phone. So yeah, so certain things are the same. The dial, as I say, is the type that you would find in the Italian phones. Yeah, that is it. So any questions, please ask, and I'll get back to you. One of these days I'll get back. I haven't got back yet, but I certainly will. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Recapping again, it's Indetel possibly known as a sonotone, although that name is not on here at all, but that's what I think it could be called. The gentleman from Vintage Telephones explained how to get the bass off. That's Grayson Cordova. Thanks for explaining how to take the bass off. So it's 1983 model Mexico ITT with the G3 handset. Thanks for watching. Thank you.